Hi, and welcome back to the Forgive Yourself podcast. I am Brenda Reese, forgiveness coach and your guide in reclaiming your emotional freedom. Today's episode is for the women who do it all. The one who holds everything together, shows up for everyone else, but quietly struggles to ask for help herself. Does this sound familiar? It does to me. Can you relate to being tired? You would like support, but instead of reaching out, you grit your teeth and you do it anyway. And you're telling yourself, I should be able to handle this. If that's you, I want you to know you are not alone. And more importantly, this isn't just a habit. It's a belief. Today, we're going to explore the deeper beliefs that keep high-achieving women from asking for help and how we begin to change them. So let's start at the root. Most of our resistance to asking for help didn't start in adulthood, more than likely. It started in childhood. So take a moment and ask yourself, what did I learn about asking for help growing up? Maybe you were raised in a home where independence was praised, or where being strong meant being silent. Or maybe when you did ask for help, like me, it was met with ridicule, rejection, or disappointment. Over time, a belief forms. It's safer to figure it out myself. Now, I've had clients say things like, if I ask, they'll think I'm weak. If I need help, I'm a burden. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many clients I've had that really feel a deep, deep belief that they didn't want to be a burden. And another one is, I'm just going to be disappointed anyway. Now, these beliefs make sense. They come from somewhere, right? And here's the good news. What we learned can be unlearned. So even when we logically know asking for help is okay, because we all know this, right? We all hear it, we know it, we think we're doing it. But when we logically know it's okay to ask for help, something happens in our body. So for instance, you think about reaching out, but you suddenly feel tense. Your heart races, your chest tightens, and your stomach drops. That's your nervous system saying, this isn't safe. Because at some point, asking for help meant exposing yourself, and that exposure felt dangerous. That's why this work isn't just about behavior change. It's about belief and body awareness. And I want to just say too, on a side note, this right here, this heart racing, chest tightening, stomach dropping, and feeling like this isn't safe, this is what keeps us invisible. This is what keeps us playing small, for the most part, as we know. In our businesses, in our lives, showing up in relationships, it's a biggie. Now, there's some of us that also carry a strong identity around being the capable one, the fixer, the problem solver, the one people count on. We take pride in being the helper, and we feel shame about being the one who needs anything. So when it's our turn to ask for support, this story kicks in. I should know better. They've got enough on their plate. I don't want to be a bother. Now, this story isn't true, but it feels true, doesn't it? And until we name it, it's going to run the show. This is what kept me going a long time. The capable one, the fixer, the problem solver, the one people count on. I called it, the go-to gal, right? In my business in 30 years in corporate, that's what I did. I prided myself in the one who didn't need anything, but the one who was there for everyone else. until I paid a cost. My body started to break down. I ended up with adrenal fatigue, a back fusion, a neck fusion, and a brain tumor, all within a couple years. So this is important. And I know the healing aspect of what can happen when we get to the other side of not needing to be the fixer, the problem solver, the one who has to have all the answers. I'm with you on this. Because here's the part we don't always see. Not asking for help doesn't keep you independent. It keeps you isolated. It breeds burnout, right? That's what I had. It builds resentment. I had that too. And it creates relationships where you're the giver and never the receiver. It also sends a subtle message to your inner self. My needs don't matter. I'm not worthy of care. And my friend, that is simply not true. You are worthy of support. You are allowed to have needs, and you are allowed to be held. More than likely, these were lacking in your childhood. So what if we flipped the script? What if asking for help wasn't a weakness, but a form of wisdom? What if it wasn't a burden, but an act of actual intimacy? Because remember, there's an episode I talked about it, into me see. Okay. What if it was an act of connection, of trust? When you ask for help, you're not failing. You're allowing someone to show up for you, and that creates real connection. You're practicing self-trust. You're choosing healing, and you're becoming the wholeness that you already are. It's just been buried a little bit. And that, my friend, is very courageous. So here's what I want to leave you with today. What if asking for help meant you were becoming the truest version of yourself, not the weakest? What if it meant returning to a life where you matter just as much as everyone else? And what if it meant you were actually coming home to yourself? The person you were before the programming, before the masks, before we took on the mantle of what other people thought of us was more important than what we think of ourselves. So take some time. Not only think about these, but really allow some time to feel how they resonate in your body. Then do some journaling on what comes up. What are the thoughts? What are the feelings? And I'm sitting right with you doing this too. Thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate you being here. And if you enjoyed this episode, please follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you listen to podcasts. And, if somebody came to mind, share it with them. They may need to have this reminder too. And until next time, be gentle with yourself and know that you are so worthy of support and receiving. Take care, my friend. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy it, would you do me a favor and share this episode and then follow us on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss one episode of the Forgive Yourself podcast, where every Friday you will get tips, tools, and stories so that you can turn your pain into peace. Take care.